Welcome again to another mathematics tutorial, and today we are going to look at indices and also fractional powers. Now when we talk about indices, we're talking about powers. Okay, now we have the first example, 2 to the power of 2 multiplied by 2 to the power of 3. So we know that 2 to the power of 2 is 2 multiplied by 2, and 2 to the power of 3 is 2 by 2 by 2. Okay, so it's like this: 2 multiplied by 2, which is this one, and we also have 2 to the power of 3, so that's 2 by 2 by 2. Alright, so we see here it's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, and when we assign a power there, because we're multiplying, we add the powers. So we have 2 plus 3, okay, that's 2 to the power of 5. Alright, so because we add powers when we're multiplying, then we do the same for the second one. 5 to the power of 3 multiplied by 5 to the power of 4. Alright, 3 and 4, when we multiply, we add the powers. So that's 5 to the power of 7. Here we have a division. Alright, when we divide in the powers, we subtract it. Alright, so we see 5 to the power of 6 divided by 5 to the power of 3, we subtract it, so 6 subtract from 3, 5 to the power of 3. Okay, here we have another example, a division. Again, we subtract the powers for division. Alright, so here we have 3 to the power of 4, subtract power of 5. Okay, so here we have 3, right, with a negative power. Okay, so 3 with a negative power, right, is the same as 1, right, divided by 3. So it's the same as a third. Alright, so here we have another one, division. Again, we subtract the powers. So 7 power of 4, subtract 5. 7 to the power of 1, anything to the power of 1 is the same number, which is 7. Here we have now multiplications and division. Okay, so let's do the top part first, right? So we add the powers, right? 2 and 7 is 9, right? Divided by 5 to the power of 4. When we when we divide in the powers, right, we subtract it. Okay, so that's equal to 5 to the power of 9. Okay, so it's 9 subtract 4. Okay, so that's equal to 5 to the power of 5. Okay, x squared multiplied by x cubed. Again, add the powers. 2 plus 3 is equal to, right, x to the power of 5. Alright, 2 multiplied by x to the power of 2 multiplied by 4 multiplied by x to the power of 3. Okay, so we multiply the numbers together, so 2 multiplied by 4 is 8. Okay, then we bring the x here, and then we add the powers. It's 8 to the power of 5. Okay, similarly here, 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. Okay, so y, add the powers, okay, and that's 8. Okay, now here we have what is known as fractional powers. The powers are in a fraction, and we know what fractions are. Okay, so when we divide the powers, again we subtract the powers. Okay, so that's similar to saying as y to the power of 5, okay, minus 8. But obviously this is a bigger number, this is a smaller number. So we have y, okay, to the power of minus 3. Okay, y to the power of minus 3 is equal to 1 over y to the power of 3. Okay, so it has lost its minus sign when it goes right at the bottom of the fraction. Right, it loses the minus sign. Okay, here we have 9 to the power of a half. Anything to the power of a half, it is the square root of the number. Okay, so square root of 9, right, that's equal to 3, because 3 multiplied by 3 gives you 9, so the square root of 9 is 3. Okay, now this can also be written as 1 over 9 to the power of 2. Okay, so 9 to the power of a half is similar to 1, right, divided by the power of a half. Okay, so here we have 16. Okay, 16 by the power of a half again. The power of a half is square root. So we find the square root of 16. Square root of 16 is 4, so 4 multiplied by 4, okay, is 16. Right, and this can also be written again like similar to here, right, 1 over 16 power of 2. Okay, so this is also similar to this one. Here we have 8 to the power of a third. Now power of a third is considered cube root. Cube root means a number multiplies by itself and then multiplies by itself again, right, gives you the number. So what three numbers, what number multiplies by itself and multiplies by itself 3 times will give you 8. Okay, so we need to find cube root of 8, okay, is similar to the square root sign, but we put a 3 here to show that it is the cube root of 8. So we know 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 gives you 8. So 8 to the power of a third is 2. Okay, and it can also be written as 1 over 8 cubed. Okay, as you know, it can also be written that way. 27 to the power of a third, again we find the cube root of 27. Okay, so what number times itself and then times itself again gives you 27? Well, we know that it's 3, because 3 by 3 is 9, 9 3s is 27. Okay, and that can be written as 1 over 27 to the power of a third. Okay, similar to the other examples. Alright, now here we have 64 by the power of 2/3. Okay, it's not like the power of the 1 on top, but there's a 2 there. So this makes it a bit more complicated. But what we do, we change this 2/3 to a third. Okay, that's the first step which we'll do. Alright, so we change the 2 so that it becomes a 1. So we have 64 power of a third. Okay, and then we bring the 2 here as squared. this expression is similar to this one. Okay? Right? So we bring it to a third. Now, 64 to the power of a third is the cube root of 64. Okay, so we are looking at the cube root of 64. Right, what number times itself and times itself again gives you 64. Okay, we know that is 4. 4 multiplied by 4 is 16. 16 multiplied by 4 is 64. Okay, now we can't forget the squared. Right? Okay, so it is 4 squared. Alright, and 4 squared is 4 multiplied by 4, which is 16. Okay, so 64 to the power of 2/3 is 16. Okay, here we have another one now where the power is 3 over 4. Again, we do this similarly like we did in the previous one, right? We make it, this 3 becomes a 1, right? That's the first step we're going to do. Okay, so we have 81 to the power of 4, alright, but then we cube root it. Okay, so 81 to the power of a quarter, right, times itself and then times itself again, right, that means it's cube root, right, is equal to 81 to the power of 3 over 4. Okay, now 81 to the power of a quarter, we find the fourth root. Okay, it's not like cube root or square root, alright, but it's the fourth root. I mean, a number times itself again, and times itself again for the fourth time. Alright, we'll give you 81. So we know, okay, I just alright, so it's the fourth root of 81 by the power of 3, or cube root. So what number times itself and times itself and times itself to give you 81? We know that is 3. 3 by 3. Okay, by 3, and then by 3 again, gives you 81. So we write it like this, 3, but we can't forget the cube. Okay, so this means 3 by 3 is 9, 9 3s are 27. Okay, so 81 to the power of 3/4 can be written like this, right? The power of a quarter cube can be written like this. Okay, it's the fourth root of 81 cube. Fourth root of 81 is 3. To the power of 3 is 27. Okay, our final example, 9 to the power of a half. Okay, now this could be written as 1 over 9, right? This is 9 to the power of minus half, can be written as 1 over 9 to the power of a half. Now we know 9 to the power of a half, you find the square root of 9. Okay, so that's equal to 1 over the square root of 9. Okay, that is square root of 9 is 3 plus or minus, okay, plus or minus 3. Okay, plus or minus, okay, Now plus or minus, now the square root of 9 is 3, plus 3, but the square root of 9 can also be minus 3. Now, minus 3 multiplies by minus 3 gives you 9. Alright, 3 multiplied by 3 also gives you 9. So that's why it's 1 over 3 plus or minus, and this can be expressed as plus or minus a third. Okay? So that's it for indices and fractional powers. Thank you for viewing. Goodbye.